What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Separate to Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Coach Juice, aka Julian Baldy. Yes, I know it's been a minute, but guess what? After the season, had to get a lot of stuff done with school, finances, all that good stuff. But now we back at it. It's about to be New Year's. New Year's about to hit. Everybody talking about their New Year resolution bullshit and then never go through. But guess what? We kept grinding. We didn't stop. And we go into 2023 like a fucking train ready to take over the whole fucking year. Because guess what? I always say this to people. Every year, when they're talking about New Year's, oh, this is going to be my year. I say, nah, man, every year is my year. Like, you should look at it that way. Every year is your year. Like, there's nobody stopping us. We come in 2023, get ready because we're about to dominate. But with that being said, hope you guys doing great. Excited to be back at it. In today's episode, I want to talk about being misunderstood. Let me explain, because what I've noticed, talking about back in the days, what I mean by being misunderstood is basically going back a few years when I was in the grind with where I've done nothing yet, just fucking grinding, trying to achieve the mission, achieve the goal. People are like, man, why you have to be so crazy? Why you have to be so obsessed, man? Take a break. Like, you don't have to work out that much. You don't have to sacrifice all this. Like, go hang out with friends, do something fun, all this other bullshit. But again, they didn't see the vision I had, or they didn't know what it took, especially for me, where I wanted to go. So at that time, I was misunderstood. Like, people didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. But again, only you have to really know and understand the path you're taking on, because everybody else, they don't see it, or only a few people are actually like willing to see it for you, and that's like special people. So if you have those people around you, keep them close, because they're gonna be your allies going against the odds. But yeah, just for instance, for me, it was working out 2 to 3 times a day, eating like eating specific foods like just straight steak, chicken, like basic protein all day, every day. Having no social life, meaning my day consisted of waking up, working out. Then I was working a job. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. Then I worked out again, and then I went to sleep and started all over. Like, there was no friends, no gatherings, no parties, no fun, no nothing. Just straight up grinding, and people didn't understand. But guess what? That was fucking fine, because as the slogan of the show, separate to elevate, we're about here to separate ourselves to elevate, because that's what it's all about. I want to talk about this because it's funny now that I would say like I've achieved a little bit of success. I mean, again, this is just a fucking start. But now that I've done something per se, a lot of people now say, instead of like being like, oh, that's so weird, like you work out so much, you don't go out with friends, but now it's be like, oh, like I see your dedication, I see your hard work, because they see what it brought. But before then, it was, oh man, why you have to be so weird? Why you have to be so different? Like, be basically they wanted me to be more average, if that makes sense. But that was never me. I always had this vision, this goal, and I knew it. If I wanted to achieve whatever I wanted to achieve, I have to be obsessed with the outcome, and that meant 100% focus, tunnel vision, no distraction, all in that one goal. And like I said, that meant working out 2 to 3 times a day, and going against all the fucking odds, man. I mean, I'm about to do a whole episode about the odds that I went through, but that's gonna be a very specific episode. And again, just like what I said, being misunderstood, being laughed at, or being told, oh, I don't know, just being looked at weird when I was doing different stuff, or even just from a food standpoint. For instance, 2 days ago, I went out for dinner with my friends, but I couldn't eat because right now I'm doing a very strict diet because I'm getting ready for a pro day and stuff. So I wasn't able to eat, but I still went. I just were there for the vibes, you know what I mean? I didn't eat, and if I've done that like 2 to 3 years ago, they'd be like, "Oh man, why are you gonna be so weird and stuff?" But this time they were like, "Oh man, I see your dedication. Like, we respect it. Blah blah blah." It's just funny how things really can change once you have a little bit of success. and how from going from being misunderstood to being looked at, just the change of perspective from people. Like before, it's like, oh man, you just fucking weird doing all this extra shit for no reason, blah blah blah. You're doing too much, and now it completely changed. Oh man, I see your dedication, your hard work. I respect it, blah blah blah. So what I was trying to tell you guys is like you really have to stay locked in and being okay with being misunderstood, because that's in my opinion, at least for me, it was very hard, especially at the start, because at the start, like once you have like normal friends or whatever, like you still want to be around them, have fun and all this other stuff. But once you lock in that mission, that goal, there's only that, and everything else has to be locked out, if that makes sense. Because you have to be so locked in, so tunnel vision, that nothing else matters but to get to this end results. And that might mean sacrificing time with your friends, with your family, with your girlfriend, whatever. Like, and that again, then people gonna misunderstand, or you gonna be misunderstood. But you have to be okay with that, because at the end of the day, like the slogan, the quote of of this podcast, "Separate to elevate." That's what it's all about. It's about separating yourself to elevate yourself. So being misunderstood is a big part of that. And yeah, I just wanted to hop on here, just let it all out, just talking to you guys how I noticed the difference, and how I now it's kind of feels good. You know what I mean? Before I was like, man, you work out so much, you do all this stuff, you eat so strict for what? That was back in the days, and now everybody's like, oh man, that's so cool. All I'm trying to tell you guys is, if you're in the midst of being misunderstood, if people don't know why you do what you do, like I talked in other episodes, man, they don't see your vision. Only you can see it. So keep fucking grinding. Stay the fucking course. Go against the odds, cause guess what? If you don't quit, you're gonna make it. It's that simple. I think the number one thing is being resilient in life, and being able to chase whatever you want to chase, and going against the odds. If everybody else tells you no, a great quote I saw today. No just means NO, so next opportunity. That's all no stands for. And if the plan doesn't work, don't change the goal, but change the plan. If that makes sense. I hope you guys liked it. Like again, I just wanted to hop on here to give out this quick message. Again, if you're misunderstood, if you're in the midst of the grind, embrace it and enjoy it. It's a process. And being misunderstood just means people just don't see what you see yet. But once you get there, if you don't quit, you'll get there, and then everybody gonna be like, oh, now I see why, and all this other stuff. So again, I appreciate everybody. Again, for New Year's, this is my challenge for you. This is what I'm gonna do. This is my thing for New Year's. So New Year's is gonna be tomorrow. I'm gonna guess what? I'm gonna go to sleep at 9 p.m. and I wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm gonna start hustling and grinding. Cause guess what? That's how I start the new year. But I'm working and I'm hustling everybody else. Cause everybody else out there partying, going to bed late, all this other bullshit. Nah. We here to separate yourself. So this is my challenge for you. Hop on that Coach Juice challenge, New Year's train, all this other good stuff. Again, for workouts, check the link in my bio, on my workout app, all the good workouts for the off season. Because again, now it's time to get to put in that work in that weight room, to build that strength, that muscle, that power, to get that speed on that field, all that good stuff. And again, for supplements, also super important for the off season. Legion, code DAWG, DAWG for 20% off, man. I appreciate you guys, and have a good one.